Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to our class. Again, this is Teacher Kina, and now we're going to continue our topic about decimals. Okay, now here we're going to continue our discussion with adding and subtracting decimals, but this time we'll be dealing with larger numbers. Okay, last time is just a little insight of how to add and subtract decimal numbers with around 3 digits. Okay, but this time we will try to deal with larger numbers and also problem solving. All right. So in this lesson, here are the objectives. We will be able to add and subtract larger decimal numbers. All right. And we will also learn how to calculate more than two data. So that means when we add, we will not add just two data, but three or more. Okay, we'll also learn how to analyze and solve word problems. So let's go. So here, let's review. We have this time, we have discussed this one last time, steps in adding and subtracting decimal numbers. So here, before trying with larger numbers, let's have a little review of adding and subtracting smaller um, numbers. So let's try this one. The first step is line up decimal points vertically. So here we have the given numbers 2 and 34 hundredths and 4 and 259 thousandths. So let's place them, let's line them up vertically, making sure the decimal points are all lined up together. So like that. Now let's proceed with step 2. Step 2, add 0 to the blanks or empty slots. Okay, we got there the empty slot and we have 0. Step 3, bring down the decimal point and then begin adding and subtracting, or subtracting start in the lowest place. So here we will add because this is we're looking for the sum, and sum is the answer of addition. So we will add 0 starting from the lowest place. So it's from the right side. So 0 plus 9 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 2 plus 4 is, oops, that should be 6. Or is it 7? Okay, that is wrong. That should be 6. All right. So that's our answer, 6.599, or 6 and 599 hundredths. All right. So let's try another problems. Find the sum again. When we're looking for the sum, that means we will add. So first step, line up decimal points vertically. So here we have the first given number and the second given number lined up vertically. Now, step 2, add 0 to the blanks or empty slots. Okay, where is the blanks, empty slots? We got that there, so we will put 0 in there. And then step 3, bring down the decimal point. We got the decimal point in there, and begin adding. After you bring down the decimal point, then start adding from the right, because the places from the right is the smallest. Okay, so 5 plus 0 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 3 plus 8 is 11, right? So we cannot write there 11, but we will write only the number on the ones place. So we will write down there 1 and then carry out the other 1 in tens place. So that's the 10. We will carry the 10. So that will be 1 plus 5 equals 6 plus 5 equals 11. Or you can simply 5 plus 5, 10, and then add 1. So that's 11. So that's the answer. 111 and 85 hundredths. So that's how to add decimals. Decimal numbers. So let's try bigger number here. Find the sum again. So that means we will add again. So the first given number is 123 and 24 hundredths. So as we have in step 1, line up decimal points vertically. We got there the first given number and the second given number, 44 and 56 hundredths. You see the decimal points? They're all lined up together. And then let's proceed to step 2. Add 0 to the blanks or empty slots. Do you see empty slots? Okay, actually we have here 1. But actually if the missing, the empty slots is on the left side, you don't have to put 0. But if you want to put 0, then that's fine. Not a problem. Okay, so in this case, I'm not going to write 0 in there. So let's try proceed to step 3, bring down the decimal point there. And step 4, begin adding. Start from the lowest place. Okay, 4 plus 6 is 10. Write 0. 0 is in the ones place, and the tens place be carried up to the next place. So bring down 0 and carry 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. Now next, 3 plus 4 is 7. And 2 plus 4 is 6. Now how about for 1? If you write there 0, 1 plus 0 is 1. But if you didn't write 0, then you can just bring down 1. Okay, so that's the answer. 167 and 80 hundredths. All right. So let's try find the sum of these numbers. You see we got here 3 data. Okay, 3 given numbers. So let's try to solve this. Find the sum of these numbers. Let's proceed with the first step. First step, line up vertically. So that's the first given number, the second given number, and the third given number. Okay, never mind the digits if they're not lined equally, but make sure the decimal points are lined up vertically. Okay, never mind the other digits, just mind the decimal points, because if your decimal points were all lined up, that means your your digits are, the other digits are all placed according to their place of value. So okay, so now that we got them there, let's proceed to step 2. Add 0 to the blanks or empty slots. Okay, where are the empty slots here? We have there, and we have here and here also. But as I've said, if the missing data, the empty spaces are on the left side, you don't have to put 0. But if you want to put 0, then that's fine. Just put 0 in there. Okay. Step 3, bring down the decimal point. After bring down the decimal point, then you can start adding. Okay, let's start from the ones, this is hundreds. Let's start from the hundreds place. 4 plus 0 plus 2 equals 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. Plus 5 is 11. Now, write 1. Oops, why is it 2? That's supposed to be 1. Okay, there's an error here. Okay, this should be 1. Okay, right there 1 and carry 1. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 6 plus 8 equals 14. Write 4, carry 1 up there. Okay, you cannot write 1 and 4 here all together. You write down the ones place and then the tens place carry up there. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3 plus 7 equals 10. 10 plus 4 equals 14. So write down there 4 and carry up 1. Okay, now 1 plus 5 equals 6. So that's what our answer is, 644 and 16 hundredths. Easy, right? Just remember, if your answer, after adding, if your answer is more than 10, do not write both of the answer down. You write only the ones, the digit on the ones place, and the digit on the tens place should be carried up to the next place. So that's our answer. Now let's try 4 digits. Okay, this is easy as long as you follow the steps. Okay, the first step is line up decimal points vertically. So we got there the first given number. And then the second given number is a whole number. So you see there is no decimal point. So if you cannot see decimal point, you can actually just write decimal points after the whole number, because decimal points is actually placed after the whole number. So since this is a whole number, 55 is a whole number, then that means there is a decimal point after 55. But since there is no numbers, there is no decimal numbers after 55, then we don't have to put the decimal. All right? So in this case, we have to have a decimal point. So just place the decimal point after the whole number 55. So that's why we got there 55 and then decimal point. The third given number and the last one. Okay, so let's proceed to the second step now that we are finished lining up the decimal points vertically. Now let's have the step to add 0 to the blanks or empty slots. You see there are a lot of empty slots on the right side. On the left side, it's up to you if you want to put or not. Okay, let's see. Put a 0 there, 0 there, 0 there, 0 there, 0 there, and 0 there. All right, now that we have full spaces. Proceed to step 3, bring down the decimal point there, and then proceed with adding. Okay, start from the thousands place. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4, obviously. 5 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2 equals 7. 2 plus 0 plus 6 equals 8. 8 plus 5 equals 13. Now see, it's more than 10, so you write only there 3 in the ones place and carry 1 up there because 13 got 1 and 3, right? So 3 will be written down and carry up 1. Okay, now 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. And 11 plus 3 is 14. Now write down there 4 and carry up 1 again. Carry 1. Now 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 7 is 15. 15 plus 8 is 23. So write down 3 and carry 2. All right, now 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Now we got there the answer, 534 and 374 thousandths. Okay, easy, right? As long as you follow the 4 steps in adding and subtracting numbers, however many the data are to be added or subtracted, you'll get the answer correctly. All right. So let's try finding the difference. When we find the difference, that means we will minus, right? Minus. That's difference is the answer in subtraction. So we have here 2 data. So step 1, Line up the decimal points vertically. So here's the first given number and the second given number. Okay, never mind the digits, even if they're not aligned, as long as the decimal points are aligned. That's the most important. Now that we got them there, let's proceed to step two. Step two is add 0 to the blanks or empty slots. Where is the empty slot? There, and there's one more. Ta-da! Okay, now it's up to you if you want to write here 0, but if you don't write, then that's not a problem. Okay, now proceed with step 3, bring down the decimal point, there. And then step 4, begin subtracting. Start from the lowest place, thousandths place. So 1 minus 9 equals, can you minus, 0 minus 9. Can you minus 9 from 0? No. So we will borrow to the tens place. But the tens place is also 0. So we cannot borrow from here. We will borrow from the next place, which is the hundredths. The tenths place. I'm sorry, I'm confused. This is a decimal place. So we cannot borrow from the hundredths place. So we will borrow from the tenths place, which is 3. So 3 will become 2 because we will minus, right? So 3 will become 2. And 0 here in the hundredths place will become 10. Supposed to be 10. But the number in the thousands place will also borrow from here, so that will become 9. Yeah, 9, and then the number in the thousands place will be the 10. Okay, this is supposed to be 10, but the thousands place borrowed it, so it's 9, and then here comes 10 in the thousands place. Now we can minus. 10 minus 9 equals 1. 9 minus 2 equals 7. Now 2 minus 7, can we minus 7 from 2? No, we cannot minus because 2 is smaller. So we will borrow again from the next place. The next place here is the ones place, right? From the whole numbers. Ones place, 9 will become 8 because we will borrow. So as I've said, there in every places it's 10 times greater, right? So that means we will not just borrow 1 from 9 here, but we will borrow 10. So 10 plus 2, which is the remaining, which is the number, so that's 12. Okay, so we'll just add 1. One digit, 1, 2, 12. So we got there 12. Now, can we minus? Yes. 12 minus 7 is 5. Now, 8 minus 8 is 0. 6 minus 5 is 1. And bring down 2. Or you can simply 20 minus 26 minus 5, 21. Or you can do it one by one. 6 minus 5 is 1, and then bring down 2. So the answer is 210 and 571 thousandths. That's it. Easy, right? Don't forget, when subtracting, you cannot subtract a bigger number from a smaller number. Okay, the number above should be bigger than the number below. If the number above is smaller, then you have to borrow from the next place. Okay? Let's try another example. Oh, there's no more. Okay, let's try to calculate the missing lengths. Use the given measurements. Okay, we have here for the square to 123.4, for the rectangle 175 and 5 tenths, and for triangle 251 and 3 tenths millimeter. Okay, so what are we going to find? Okay, in here we will find the missing length of this. Oops. Okay, it's supposed to be from here. So how are we going to find the length of square plus rectangle. So that means we will just simply add 123.4 plus the rectangle 175. Remember, make sure the decimal points are aligned. That is the first step. 0.5. Okay, we will add them. So 4 plus 5 is 9. Okay, we forgot to bring down the decimal point. 3 plus 5 is 8. 7 plus 2 is 9. 1 plus 1 is 2. So the answer here is 298 and 9 tenths millimeter. Yeah? Okay, if you want to try answering this by yourself, you can pause the video and try to solve it by yourself and then proceed when you got an answer, so you can check if you got the correct calculation or not. If your answer is wrong, then you'll be able to identify where you got wrong, right? So let's try another problem. Okay, that one. Let's erase our, okay, writing's there. Find the missing limb. Okay, it's rectangle plus triangle. So again, like what we did with the square and rectangle, we will add because we will sum up their lengths. So 175, step 1, remember, you have to line up the decimal points. 175.5 plus 251.3. Oops, sorry. Okay, so now step 2, there is no empty slots. So step 3, bring down the decimal points, and step 4, start adding. Okay, 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 plus 1 is 6. 7 plus 5 is 12. So write down 2, carry 1 up there. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4. So that means the length of this is 426 and 8 tenths millimeter. All right, let's try another one. Okay, find this. You see the triangle minus the length of the square. Okay, how will you know if you will add or minus? How will you know if you will add or subtract? If you're looking for a greater number, if you're expecting for a larger number, then you have to add. But if you're expecting for a smaller number, then you have to subtract. Like in here, we are looking for just a part of the triangle. So that means we are looking for a smaller from the whole. The whole is the whole triangle. But we're just looking for almost the half, or maybe that's half of the triangle. So that means we are looking for a smaller number. We are looking for a part of the triangle. So we will minus, or we will subtract. So what are we going to subtract? Step 1, line up. Okay, let's start from the triangle because that is the bigger number, I mean the longer length. Okay, 251.3 millimeters minus the square, 123 point. Look at the decimal points. They are lined up, 0.4. Okay, now let's try to solve this. Step 3, bring down the decimal point, and then step 4. 3 minus 4 Can you minus from 3? No. So we will borrow from 1. 1 becomes 0 here. And 13 will be, 3 becomes 13. Okay. Why that becomes 0? Because we borrowed 1 from 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So that's 0 in there. Okay, so now 13 minus 4. Can we minus now? 13 minus 4 is 9. Yes, 13 is greater than 4, so it's possible to subtract. 13 minus 4 is 9. Now, 0 minus 3, here's the problem again, 0 is smaller. So we will borrow again from 5, the next place. 5 will become 4, because 5 minus 1 is 4. We will write down 1 to the ones place. So that will become 10. 10 plus 3, minus 3 equals 7. 4 minus 2 equals 2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So that's our answer. 127 and 9 tenths millimeter. So that is the measurement of this. Almost the same with the measurement of the square. Okay, but it's a little bit longer. All right, now let's have another problem. Okay, I think this is the last one. Okay, again, we are looking for a portion, a part of the triangle, so that means we will subtract again, right? So let's try to subtract. The bigger length here is the triangle, so we will start with the triangle. Step 1, line them up together. 251.3 minus the rectangle. Rectangle. So 175.5. Okay, so that's the first step. Second step, add 0. There's no empty slots. So third step, bring down the decimal point, and fourth step, start subtracting. So 3 minus 5, we cannot borrow from 3. So 3 will borrow from 1. Again, it will become 0, and 3 will become 13. So 13 minus 5 equals 8. Right? Now next, 0 minus 5. Again, here's the problem. We cannot minus 0. We cannot minus 5 from 0. So we will borrow again from 5. 5 will become 4 this time. And then 0 become 10. Why 10? Why not 1? Because 0 is ones, and we are borrowing from a 10 times greater number. So we are adding 10, actually, not just 1. We are adding 1. We are adding 10 to the number here, 0. So it's 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. Now 4 minus 7. Again, here's another problem. We cannot minus 4. We cannot minus 7 from 4. So we will borrow from 2. 2 will become 1. And 4 plus 10 is 14. Okay, actually when we borrow, we will borrow 10, not just 1. Okay, so 14 minus 7 is 7. Now 1 minus 1 is 0. You don't have to write 0 there. So the answer is 75 and 8 tenths. That is the measurement here, millimeter. Okay, always remember to write down the measurement given. The given is millimeter, so when you answer, you should put also millimeter. All right, so that's all for that. Now let's try to complete this table. This is a table showing the money earned, Joey's money earned from selling goods in the market. So he was selling fruits, vegetables, and meat. Now on January, this is his income, February also, and the total. But there are missing slots here, missing data, values. we need to find the missing value. Okay, remember the total should be the greatest number, right? This total here, the greatest number. All right. So when we are looking for a great number, that means we are looking for a bigger number. We will add. What are we going to add to find the answer on this part? We will add them. Of course, that's the total. So 170 and 5 tenths plus 185 and 23 hundredths. I mean, um, yeah. So the total is, okay, I'm going to erase all that. Okay, so that's all lined up. Now step 2, add 0. Step 3, write the decimal point. Step 4, start adding. Okay, with plus. 0 plus 3 is 3. 5 plus 2 is 7. 0 plus 5 is 5. With addition, there is no problem with the zeros, but when in subtraction, you cannot just minus from 0. You have to borrow. 7 plus 8 is 15. Write down 5, carry 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So that's the total income, total earning from January and February on fruits. How about for vegetables? Let's proceed to vegetables. Okay, here is the greatest number, and we are looking for a smaller number, right? So that means we will minus. So when we minus these two numbers here, we will get the answer. So let's try. Okay, I'm going to erase this so you will not be confused. Okay, we will write down it here because the minuend, the biggest number, should be the one where we will subtract. So that should be the number above. So 120. Okay, remember the decimal points should be lined up. Okay. Step 2, there is no empty slot here. So we will just proceed to step 3, bring down decimal points, and then step 4, minus. 7 minus 5 is 2. 7 minus 4 is 3. It's easier to subtract if the number above is bigger. All right. 0 minus 0, 0. 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. And then copy the dollar. Get to write the dollars. Okay. So our answer here is 210 and 32 hundredths. Okay. Remember, you can use the inverse to check if your answer is correct. So if you add this 1 and this 1, you add them all, then you will get this answer. If you get this answer, then that means your answer here is correct. Okay, now for it, we are looking for the missing earnings on January. The total earning is 580 and 5 tenths. On February is 273 and 23 hundredths. So how much on January? So again, this is total is the biggest number. So we are looking for a smaller number. So that means we will also minus, right? So again, we will minus from the minuend. Okay, since this is the biggest number, then we will minus from here. So 273 point. Remember the point, they should be lined up, and 3. All right. So that's the first step. Second step, add zeros. We got here empty slot. Okay. So step 3, bring down the decimal point. And step 4, start subtracting. 0 minus 3 is cannot. So we will borrow from 5. 5 becomes 4. And then we will minus only 1 here, but actually we borrowed 10. So 0 in here becomes 10. So 10 minus 3 is 7. 4 minus 2 is 2. Now 0 minus 3 again, we cannot borrow. We cannot subtract. So we will borrow again from 8. 8 becomes 7. 0 becomes 10. We borrowed 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. 5 minus 2 is 3. So that means for January, the earnings is 307 and 27 hundredths. Okay, dollars. So that's it. Just always remember, if you're looking for a smaller number, you will subtract. But if you're looking or expecting for a greater number, then you add. All right. Now this one is the last one, problem solving. Let's try to solve this problem here. To visit his grandmother, Luis travels by train for 6.37 kilometers and by car for 5.45 kilometers. So to visit his grandmother, he needs to ride a train and to ride a car. So here's the distance given. The problem is, how many kilometers is Luis' journey in total? How many kilometers all total? When we say total, that means we're looking for the whole. So that means we're looking for a greater number. So as I've said, when we're looking for a greater number, then we will plus total. Okay, obviously we will plus. Okay, so first, before finding the answer, you should consider the given numbers. Okay, the given are 6.37 kilometer and 5.45 kilometer. So these are the um, given kilometers. The given numbers. Now, the problem is, that means the question. What is the question? How many kilometers is Luis' journey in total? How many kilometers in total? That means you have to plus. So the solution is 6.37, that is the first given number, plus 5.45, the second given number, and then we get the answer. So let's try to compute our answer here. 6.37. Remember, first step, line up the decimal points together. 5 points, okay, decimal points all lined up. 0.45. Okay, let's add them. Okay, step 2, write 0. There's no empty slots. Step 3, bring down the decimal point. And then step 4, add. 7 plus 5 is 12. Write down 2, carry 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. Now, 6 plus 5 is 11. So our answer here is 11.82 or 11 and 82 hundredths kilometers. Don't forget to write kilometers on your answer. Okay, the conversions. Okay, so that's the total journey Luis has been to get into his grandmother. 11.82 kilometers. All right, don't forget that the given, the problem, and the solution, these are the three things you need to find or identify to be able to get the answer and solve the problem. Okay, let's try another problem. I have 2 bags of sweets. One weighs 64.1 gram and the other weighs 8.9 gram. How much do they weigh altogether? Okay, so again, the givens are 64.1 gram and 8.9 gram. So these are the 2 bags. The first bag weighs 64.1. the second bag weighs 8.9 grams. So the question or the problem is, how much do they weigh altogether? So you see, altogether is a synonym with total, altogether, total. So that means you are looking for a greater number again, not the smaller number of these two given numbers, but the greater number, because you have to put them all together. So that means you will plus, you will add again. So the solution is 64.1 plus 8.9. So let's find the answer here. Let's see. 64.1 and 8.9. Remember the decimal points that should be lined up. 8.9. Okay, that's the first step. Second step, write zeros. You can write 0 in here if you want. If not, then that's fine because that's on the left side. That's not a problem. Step 3 is bring down the decimal point. Now step 4, start adding. 1 plus 9 is 10. Write down 0, carry 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. Write down 3, carry 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. All right. So that's our answer. Remember, as I've said, after the decimal point, if the number is 0, you can just remove it. Okay? And if there's no number after the decimal point, then you can just remove the decimal point. Okay? You can just write there 73 grams. Grams is the given, what do you call this? The given. So you should also use gram in your answer. All right. So last one. Mrs. Chan weighed 63.9 kilogram after Christmas. Then she started eating more healthily and lost 4.2 kilogram. How much does she weigh now? So again, get the given numbers, 63.9 kilograms and 4.2 kilograms. What is 63.9? It's the weight of Mrs. Chan. And what is 44.2 kilogram? It's the weight she lost. She lost. Okay. So what is the problem? How much does she weigh now? Okay. So what do you think is the problem? Are we looking for a greater number or a smaller number? You think we will add her weight and the weight she lost, or we will minus? We are looking for her weight now. Okay, her weight is, original weight is 63.9, and then she lost. She lost. So that means it was taken away from her weight. So 4.2 kilogram was taken away from her weight. So that means we are looking for a smaller number here. Yeah, because we are looking for how much is left. When we're looking for how much is left, that obviously gives us the instinct of we're looking for a smaller number because how much is left. Okay, so that means the solution is we will subtract. Okay, 63.9 minus 4.2. So 63.9 is the total weight, I mean the original weight, and 4.2 is the weight that was lost. Okay, so let's try to see. Okay, remember step 1, align the decimal points. So 63.9 minus 4.2. Point over here, 4.2. Okay, align the decimal points. Step 2, add zeros. Okay, there's no empty slots except in here. You can write 0 there or not, that's fine. Step 3, bring down the decimal point. And then step 4, start subtracting. So 9 minus 2 is 7. 3 minus 4 cannot because 3 is smaller. So we will borrow from 6. 6 will become 5 and 3 will become, we add 10 from to 3. So 10 plus 3 is 13, or we simply add write 1 beside 3. So 13. 13 minus 4 is 13 minus 9. Okay, so 5 minus 0, since we write down there 0, it's 5. Or if we didn't write 0 there, you just simply bring down 5. So the answer is 59.7 kilogram. Don't forget kilogram. Okay, so the weight she has now is 59.7 kilogram. Okay, before she lost her weight is 63, but she lost 4 kilos, so it's 59.7 kilograms. All right, so that's how to solve a problem solving. Don't forget to find these three important things: the given numbers, the problem, and if you got the problem, then you will know what will be the solution. Remember, if the number you are expecting to get is greater, then you have to add. But if you're expecting for a lesser number, then you have to subtract. But this one is only if you are choosing between addition and subtraction. Okay, because if there is multiplication and division, when we're looking for a greater number, actually we can also use multiplication. And for a lesser number, we can also use division. But in this case, we are choosing only from addition and subtraction. That's why I didn't mind about multiplication and division. So anyway, I hope you got something from the tips and the discussions we had today. See you again next time. Goodbye.